started the year like 5-1. He
Oh,
ended
and he was
7-7.
he was a defending champ and the whole thing.
Yeah.
Never won my league before, and he won it last year, first time. It was a big thing for him. It was the only league he'd ever been in that he'd never won. And then he won it, and then this year he fell apart. He was in first place most of the season.
Yeah. So I went up against the average Joe's, my son, and I beat him 111-83. Amari Cooper had a horrible game. He had Marvin Jones Jr. And here's another thing. The biggest deal is the guys who are out with COVID. So you're in the playoffs and you're losing some of your best guys. And obviously it's going to affect your fantasy playoffs here.
No, I mean, you look at it, guys like Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce right now are in the protocol. I mean, I'm just using a couple of Chiefs as examples, but these are guys that if they're on your team, they're starters. Right. So the one thing you have to do, like Mahomes is my starting quarterback. I don't have a backup, right? But this week I went out and just picked up a backup just in case all of a sudden he's on the protocol on Saturday and I don't have a quarterback on Sunday. So Matt Ryan would be my guy if that happened. But you just you can't have a position where you don't have a backup. And if you're looking for backups, you want to have guys that play Sunday at 4, Sunday at 8, or Monday night.
Yeah.
Like you look at the Saints right now, they beat what a game. I mean, by the way, shutting out Brady, I couldn't have been prouder or happier. As if I was a Saint fan. I was so excited. But it looks like now that Ian Book could be the guy getting the start on Monday night against the Dolphins. It's really interesting what's happening in the NFL right now.
I know.
Certain teams are getting crushed. Certain teams are, hanging in there. I mean, you just don't know.
It's just amazing, though. Like, I mean, we're like a nickel and dime, a couple of $100.
Nothing major.
But we're talking about a major multi-billion-dollar industry that's getting affected. Because now, if all of a sudden these teams don't make it because of COVID.
Because people have colds and they have to stay home.
Yeah, they're cold.
They have a
By
cold.
The way,
just running, a little bit of a sore throat. It's not easy.
I got to tell you, the quarterback for the Ravens, Huntley, my God, this kid's pretty good.
He can throw. I mean, listen, he don't win the awards he won in the Pac-12 without being good.
Right.
But he led them down the field on that last drive like he knew what he was doing.
I know.
And they went for 2, which I thought was the right call. But here's my issue with the going for 2 with what they did. I hate it when they take half the field away and they do the rollout.
Right.
And the whole team kind of floats over. So you're asking this guy, if the guy's not covered right away, that he has to throw it against his body back to the middle or just get tackled. I don't know why you just don't spread the field up the middle and give him the option to run up the middle if for some strange reason, nobody's open. But what they do is they take away half the field. I know that they're coaches. I get it. But my God, when it works, you look like a genius. But on the last play, when everybody knows what's going on, there's no fooling anybody. Your starting running backs are all gone. They know you're not running it.
Right.
Keep the field open. It just blows my mind that they don't. I don't get it.
Options.
Yeah, I just like to leave it up the middle. Spread the field. Let the kid run up the gut if he has to.
Right.
I would have loved the Ravens to have won that game.
But,
shut up Aaron Rodgers. And I like Aaron Rodgers, but it would have been fun to watch him shut up for a minute.
Right. It really was amazing, though, to see this kid, Huntley, undrafted. So, what did the Ravens see in this kid that nobody else did that they picked him up? But that is what a backup quarterback should be. Now, again.
Well, let's talk about the Giants' backup quarterback.
No, we're good. But that's what I'm saying.
I know. That's where you were going. I know.
Huntley comes in. He won a game for them. It wasn't impressive earlier in the season, but he won the game. And that's what you want your backup to do, to be able to keep you in a game and give you a chance to win if you need him, okay? And you're hoping that your backup is only an emergency guy for a week or two, like it is in this particular case. But
because the reason you're going to figure him out, because there's a reason he's undrafted for the most
part.
Right?
I understand that.
But you can get away with 1 or 2 games, and it's cool. It's like what the Chiefs did when Mahomes went down last year, and they had not Chase Daniel, who was the guy they brought in. That played actually won the playoff game for him a little bit, right? With the injury, or was it 2 years ago now? It's 2 years ago. But you have a guy that can get you through a game. You have Case Keenums. You have a guy that's not going to be a star, but get you through.
Right, like Huntley.
Glennon.
Well, like you said, you said, they're going to learn Huntley, but Huntley's still young too. He's a 23-year-old kid.
Oh, he'll get better too. He'll also
he's going to evolve. But you have a guy that can keep you in a game and compete, unlike you just mentioned, Mike Glennon. Mike Glennon is a bum. He's a bum.
You know what I remember most about Mike Glennon? That Mike Francesa was touting this guy as someone that had tremendous arm talent. That's a great look, by the way. But,
thank you.
But Mike Glennon, was touted so much by Francesa, who's a big sports guy here in New York, and like we have so many listeners around the world. Oh, this guy's going to be great, and he has really shown absolutely nothing. I mean, his average pass per play is like 3 to 4 yards. I mean, he doesn't even try to complete a pass down the field. When he does, he gets intercepted. It's hard to watch him.
I just saw the numbers, by the way. We are huge in Indonesia. So
people don't realize that the whole Indochina area is really big for us.
Yeah, I mean, we are exploding there. So it's
the guys climbing the Himalayas right now, listening,
right? But anyway, this week for the New York Giants, they haven't named him yet. I don't know what they're waiting for.
Jake Fromm, baby.
Jake Fromm. The Jake Fromm era has begun.
Well, the thing about Jake Fromm is, unfortunately, not a big arm, but guy. Even if you watch the last drive, right? Just watch the last drive. He didn't look overwhelmed for the moment. He really didn't.
Well, to be fair, they're playing prevent defense. They're playing.
But nonetheless, it was his first play, and he first time playing in a long time. I think he got drafted by the Bills a couple years back, and he didn't look out of place. He didn't rush throws. He didn't bounce anything out there. He was hitting people, even though they're playing a little bit soft. He's still hitting people. I watched Zach Wilson every day throw bounce passes on screens. So it's definitely a very interesting way to watch a young guy come out. He didn't look like he was overwhelmed, and that's always kind of been the MO on him. It's like he's a smart, heady kid, just doesn't have the big arm. So listen, do you want Daniel Jones to be your quarterback next year? Even though we'll talk about a lot of this in the off season. Trust me, guys, Fantasy Fat Guys is an all-year thing. You don't realize it.
As much as you want, we're not going anywhere.
Exactly. But do you like Daniel Jones as your guy?
Listen, we've discussed this in the past. I'll keep Daniel Jones, but I want 2 strong offensive linemen in the draft. My first 2 picks.
I don't blame you.
You put that together. He has a little protection. And again, I really don't think that Daniel Jones is anything more than a low-grade starter / good backup. But with protection, maybe he can use some of those tools. Maybe something can happen for Saquon, who's been a disaster. So maybe it opens things up so that maybe he could do something. I don't know. I mean,
the funniest thing about the Giants is Jones was clocked as the fastest running quarterback a couple of years ago. You remember that when he fell over the 10. But he still could run like a deer. The fact that they don't use his legs, I don't get it. I thought it was just Jason Garrett was a moron, but they haven't really used him much since he only played 1 game and then he got hurt. But I don't understand why they wouldn't run him more like the Bills do with Josh Allen, or like obviously what you saw with Huntley and obviously Lamar Jackson. I'm not comparing him to Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, you don't want to build the offense.
Use him. Let him run 10 times a game, 8 times a game.
Yeah, you don't want to build the entire offense around his legs like a lot of those other teams. But
you can use him like a Josh Allen a little bit. Let him throw and let him run a little bit because he runs well.
Yeah,
he really does. But
before we get further into fantasy, your Jets, another impressive game. Very good.
We played the Jags this week, and we were a favorite until a few guys went under with COVID. Now it's a pick 'em. But definitely a winnable.
Winning.
Well, definitely a winnable game for the Jets, and you don't know if you want them to win or lose because you're still fighting for that 1 pick,
right?
Because right now Jacksonville has it, Detroit at the 2, Houston at the 3, and the New York Football Jets sitting 4, with the New York Football Giants sitting 5 and 6.
Right. It's weird. I've never ever rooted for a tie, but when the Giants play the Bears, I'm rooting for a tie.
Why not? Why not? And you know what? You want to find 2 inept offenses where it can happen? There you go.
I got something to look forward to.
The game gets into overtime and neither team can move the ball. Well, Justin Fields can't throw to his left. That's fun to watch.
Yeah.
And the Giants,
and Jake Fromm.
We'll see what they do.
So, But anyway, the Jets against Jacksonville. My son loves going to the games. It's a big one. He got offered tickets, and he goes, "No, I can watch that crap at home."
Yeah, pretty much.
So I didn't go to the Dallas game. I was like, it's cold, and I don't feel like sitting through that crap.
And you missed the humdinger of a game. So
humdinger.
Hey, listen, the Giant D keeps him in it for a while, but you can't just sit there and watch the offense kick an occasional field goal. You got to put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, inept. So, and quickly, because I always mention him whenever I can, pretty scary. Eli, the safety for the Jets. Wow, getting carted off on the.
I felt really bad. I thought about you the minute it happened. I was just like, ugh.
Yeah, it was
Elijah Riley getting hurt like that, and he had been playing relatively well. I mean, he was definitely someone that they, according to what you read, the team liked, and someone that would have definitely been in consideration for a position on this team going forward. So hopefully he's okay. Gave the thumbs up at the end and the whole thing, and
he
says went to West Point. He's Army tough.
He was going through the concussion protocol. And he said that if he passes the protocol, he wants to play. So
yeah, exactly. I think when you get carted off, the chances of you getting through the concussion protocol in week 1, very, very minimal. If we see him in week 18, I'll be impressed. I don't think we'll see him 16 or 17 though.
Well, it's a big game against Jacksonville.
This is one of those games where if you lose correctly, you have a shot at the 1 seed. So that's where we are.
The best thing that he could do is to sit.
I mean, listen, when I'm watching the games, as much as I know I'm supposed to root for them to lose, I root for the team to win. And then when it's over, I feel okay that we lost. But I can't not root for them to win when I'm watching them. I try. A lot of people are good at it. I'm not. When my team's up,
I'm in the same boat.
I can't do it. I'm watching. I want to see good things.
When we start and we start turning inept, then I kind of like, okay, let's just lose. But
when the game's over,
There's always hope. There's always hope at the coin toss.
Exactly. Well, the Jets, we were up at the half last week. We just decided not to show up for the second half.
Yeah, that was a tough loss.
For some reason, what's supposed to be the strength of the team, the D-line, cannot stop the run. It's very exciting to watch this Jet team. Mosley makes 15 tackles a week, and Quincy Williams, by the way, has been outstanding. Mm-hmm. Really has. Quinnen's brother, Quincy, has been great. The linebackers have actually been okay. The front has been awful. And it's like, what? I know that we're missing Carl Lawson, but he was supposed to be the pass rush guy. Not saying he doesn't stop the run as well.
Right.
But what the heck is going on? They can't stop the run.
And as a James Robinson owner, very excited about that as I go into the playoff. Well,
the odds of them stopping the run seem bleak.
Right.
It seems really bleak. I'm up against Rick this week. You're up against John. So it's the 1 and the 2 seed had to bye. They play us. So it actually went in form. So 1 plays 4, 2 plays 3.
Right.
And I'm a slight favorite. You were a favorite going in, and then A.J. Brown went off on you.
Right. A.J. Brown had a great game, and now I'm no longer the favorite. So, but let me see. Let me take a peek. But there's only 5 points separating us right now.
Yeah, so. I mean, you still have a legit shot here. I mean, A.J. Brown was probably projected to do like 16 or 17. They gave him a ton last night.
Yeah. 14 was the projection, gave him 34 and a half. Here's my concern. Well, actually, you know what? I just saw, I guess Tyler Lockett's all set for the game this week against Chicago. So he could have a very big game. So that could help. I got Lockett back. I've got all of my stars are back this week. So I'm pretty excited. I have a legitimate chance, going in, but he's got a great team. He's got Herbert. He's got, Devontae Johnson. He's got Kamara. He's got Jackson from the Chargers, who's going to fill in for Eckler this week. So
he's got a good squad. So do you, though. So it's going to be interesting. For me, my big move was I got Ronald Jones this week in the free agency bonanza.
Yeah.
And I don't have to start Devin Singletary, who actually has been pretty good. But you just kind of like your chances with Brady and Ronald Jones better. I'm sure he'll fumble at least once, but hopefully he gets in the end zone once as well. And they got shut out last week, so you'd figure that the Bucs will be angry. Pissed. They lost Godwin.
They lost
Fournette. I mean, this is a team that's in a little – and they lost Evans too. I don't know if Evans is playing. I'm not sure, but the other two are gone for the year.
Yeah, I think he's out. Now, here's something that pisses me off, though. John went out, got